is another edition here, Bob Does Sports Podcast. Happy to be here. Happy to see you folks. Jody, what were you saying about happy? Did we start doing Bob Does Sports happy hours? Is what was?
I mean, we could. What I was saying is that legit some of the funnest moments through everything that we've done since day one to me were the Patreon happy hours. They were just outrageous and they were fun. It was a good environment. Drinks would be flowing. People were having fun. Remember, I used to get me to do the national anthem, and I was out for dinner one night.
Yep.
And I stood up on the patio and started ripping the national anthem, and people
story.
were looking at me what the? But it was a good environment. It was fun. And by the way, no matter what, at the end of the day, no matter what. The happy hours gave us bear down through the Brilliant Dumb Show and gave us FP. So if we never did that, can you imagine not having those two guys and what we do? It's unbelievable. But the cast of characters that we would assemble. You said it to me the other day. We were watching. I think Perez was walking, and you looked at me. You're like, "Where do we find these guys?" And it's it is really true. It's you can't make this up. The people who follow and went on the Patreons and stuff. There was it's just a cast of characters, and it's not fabricated at all. It's just what you see is what you get, and we're all crazy in our own way. And I think we always discuss who's the craziest, and I think the answer is all of us.
Yeah, I think it's you. I think the answer is you. Actually.
No, I would beg to differ that. Why would it be me?
I was just kidding. But I went through.
We want to do top 10 cutscene moments that makes him the craziest.
That
what he's asking right
now. Fun ride.
I went through
Garage Door is certainly.
It's hard for that not
it's
to
top
be
20
one.
for sure.
It's top 20.
Jeez, I'm joking.
That's got to be
That's
top
one, top two, top one. I can't think of
what
another.
could possibly top. I mean, look, he's had some wild moments, but I don't know what could possibly. There's been some crazy moments.
It's a lot of it's just a lot of freak outs.
I don't think I realize the snapping the club on the Bob Does Sports is up there too. I think I didn't mean to actually break it. I was actually shocked that it broke. But I don't realize you're right, Jed. I am legitimately crazy, but I think we all are. I think Bob's the craziest, but that's just. I mean, it's. I actually think it's I'm happy that I'm crazy because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be part of this crew. So it is what it is. But you have to embrace the crazy.
I actually was going. I went through when we were doing the Perez verse, the first episode. I went through some of the old happy hours to get some footage. That was a wild place. That was one of the more. It was like one of those countries that has no laws. You in international
unhinged.
waters. It was
unhinged.
wild, dude.
Yeah.
People would. I mean, I remember leaving those happy hours and we do them. First off, when we started doing them, there was nothing to do. It was during COVID, so there was nothing to do but go on to this happy hour. So the rooms that we had in the happy hours, there was a lot of people. I think now if we did it, it would be even more chaotic. But I would leave those happy hours hammered.
Yeah.
Absolutely just sauced to where it got rowdy.
I remember, Bob, there was one where it started getting hyped. We had Tyler Cameron on it, and Jersey Jerry had to see how many freezies he could eat within a minute.
Give me 40 seconds. Give me no.
It was a minute. I think it was 50.
Give me the under.
It was 50 seconds, and I was in Vegas in a hot in a bathtub jacuzzi in Caesar's Palace drinking beers, and it was just mayhem. It was absolute chaos.
He's gonna do it.
It was just you never knew what you were gonna get on those ones, and it was like you said there at the time there was really nothing to do, so everybody would come in ready to fire. Thursday nights.
Yeah, I mean that's why I went on there. I would never go on a digital happy hour. I'd be down at the bar. I would have my own happy hour in person with people.
Yeah.
But yeah, COVID. You didn't have anything going on, so why not?
Perez, what was the first line that you used when we panned it over to you about your boss's fridge? You're like, it's his fridge, but it's my beer.
Oh. Yeah.
Right out of the gate, it was such a bar.
Yeah. He was like, I would love to do a cheers, but I don't have any beer. So my manager drank all my beer. I mean, I guess it's his fridge, but it's my beer.
My asshole manager drank
My
asshole
manager.
Yeah.
But when they come to you were like, Fat Perez, like, what's your deal? And you're like, it's not good, Bob. It's not good.
I think he was so stunned that he was on the main like camera.
Yeah, I think there was some of that because it was the first time I came in there. I was like, I'm just here to listen, and then it was like,
It was so
we have a character in the house, Fat Perez.
Pan it over
We might
to
bump it
the-
over to you at some point. I just like heard my name unmute, and there was like rustling, so I like popped up. And I'm like, oh, guess Fat Perez has something to say. And I was like, oh boy, not really.
Yeah, part of what's so funny about that is as soon as it pops to you, your audio turns on, and there was like 3 seconds of like, it sounded like an air conditioner, like your audio, whatever was behind you,
Yeah.
it's like, it was like shit. And then,
Yeah,
like,
that seems
hey,
about
Bob.
right. Yeah.
It was hilarious.
It's crazy to me to think that wasn't that long ago. Like it was a couple years ago, but like now, like Perez, we didn't even know who he was. We never knew, like we'd never met him. We didn't know anything about him. And now we're going to his hometown coming up, which is gonna be great to get to see like kind of more about it. But like, man, crazy, just crazy. Like, and there's a lot of other people in that happy hour too who would. Like, I mean,
You want to just
Gannon was
rattle
going-
off some names? I could fire names.
I'll
dude.
start
Who's
off
the
with
Filipino
Huffy,
go name for name?
Huffy Happy Hours.
Okay.
Good one.
Patrick Domingo.
Oh, Domingo, Carlton Cherry.
Yes, Carlton
Cherry.
Cherry.
Cherry's
Carlton
nice.
Cherry was a good one.
Brian
Frankie
Gannon.
DeLuca, of
Brian
course.
Gannon, DeLuca,
Fran
Miles,
Fran West.
Fran West,
You got a credit card company
Huckabee.
calling you. Explore Credit. You want to take it?
telemarketer. Hello?
There were some great names. And then we had, after every happy hour, later on into it, that Huffy Happy Hours would play the guitar and he would do a song dedicated to the happy hour. And the songs banged.
Who was the guy who did
They did.
the post game overtime?
That was
Brian Gannon, right?
That was McGowan.
Connor McGowan.
Yeah, he used to be like,
He's the
"Here's the link for the post game,"
Yeah.
as if everyone
guys
was
are
already
the best.
blackout. I'm like, I'm
He
good,
did the
man.
pregame and the postgame.
That was the best.
Yeah, there was a
Locker room,
pregame,
they called
pregame
it.
happy hour and a postgame happy hour that all took place on. It really was. I mean, it was absolute chaos. We should just do one week of right now. The breezy things is kind of like the meetup. Like then we had the Patreon meetup for Bob to Sports. The breezy things kind of like the meetup. But if we did a Zoom with all the Bob to Sports fan, like a happy hour Zoom, it would be the most chaotic.
I don't think
there's-
you'd be able to handle it. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, that was the thing about it that was like always shocking to me when I first came in. It was like the Zoom like the etiquette. Like the Zoom etiquette was actually like way better than I thought.
I
it was gonna
agree.
be. I thought it was going to be like people were just like, because you can't control like somebody going off of mute and just going rogue, and like it would happen, but not like on purpose. Somebody just wouldn't mute, and you're like, hey, like you need to go on mute. But like I feel like if you did it now, you can't stop people from just like. It's like a press conference, right? Where like you know, Osama bin Laden just died, and like every news outlet wants to ask the president something. It's like it would just be a zoo.
There's gotta be-
I got one for you. You ready for one?
Yes.
Give me Crazy Israel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a dog.
Yeah, he was.
Corey Furback.
Yeah. And then
really good.
the Patreon pushes as well. There's the Patreon pushes.
Oh, those were ridiculous.
I would go on live. I gave those every single thing that I have. Those Patreon pushes to get people to sign up. And then there was a time. This is actually a great story. Perez with the rangefinder. We were giving out.
What happened?
It's gotta be. It's
I
gotta be.
don't know this.
Oh no.
It's got to be addressed. Can we go in? I mean, I guess it's too late now, but can we go into that, Perez?
Yeah, I
Do you wanna
mean,
take the floor?
we can dance around it a little bit.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to give you the floor because you got.
You're gonna bring it up and then give it to me.
Yeah, well, that's the way it's looking now. Because now that I think about it,
that's a big draw.
you got to tell
That
the
is
story.
you gotta- you
it's not
gotta
my
take-
story to tell.
That's
Come to think of it.
messed up,
You
dog.
can't just bring it up and be like,
So-
"Oh yeah, by the way, tell the story that's going to shame yourself."
No, it's
tough.
not. But he's not shaming himself.
It's on brand.
Yeah,
I don't know the
So-
story.
I don't
There's
know
nothing-
either.
there's
I
nothing
know-
wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. It's hysterical.
I mean, I definitely did something wrong. So he was doing. Damn, this sucks.
Sorry, that's on me.
He was doing the
Jeez.
Patreon pushes, and for whatever reason, one of them, all of the brands that you work with kind of came in and started to like get involved and be like, hey, the next 5 subs to the Patreon are going to get a Rowback polo, or the next 4 are going to get I don't know, there was a few of them in there, but
rangefinder.
Yeah, one of them was pinned rangefinders who you were working with at the time, and the whole thing was the next 3 people to sign up for the Patreon get a free rangefinder, and at the time I was in the market for a new rangefinder.
Oh boy!
But I was already subbed to the Patreon, so this was a bit of a pickle for me.
Conundrum,
it was
if
a
you
conundrum.
will.
So I went on to Patreon and signed up as somebody else's name, and
Since you got a rangefinder for $20.
I did. I don't think. Yes, correct. But now, you know what's funny is I stayed subscribed as that person for a long time because I did feel kind of bad about it. But what I also did to keep up the facade was I then also went over to Instagram and I created an Instagram account for this person.
That was so unnecessary.
No, it wasn't
Just
unnecessary.
buy the fucking rangefinder.
Unfortunately, it wasn't unnecessary because the only way to collect your rangefinder was to DM them on Instagram. So that was a little bit of a wrinkle that I hadn't thought through yet. So then I had to go ahead and build out an Instagram. I had to put one post up. I had to follow a bunch of people to make it seem legitimate. And then
What was the post?
What'd you post? Like a picture of a golf course? Like what'd you post?
Of a rangefinder.
Is that Instagram account? Is that
Exactly
Instagram
what I
account
did.
still
Another
live?
day at the club.
that is-
Instagram account.
Hashtag birdies.
That Instagram account is still live.
The Instagram account still lives.
18 at Keswick Hall.
Yeah.
It's real nice.
You know-
Out here,
funny?
hashtag grinding.
You know what's funny is I have my only 2 DMs from that account are to Pinned Golf and to you.
Yeah, read the one to me. It's like,
The
love
one
what
to
you're
you is
doing, man.
pretty messed up, man. It's pretty messed up.
What was the name of this individual?
I can't give you that.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
This is bad.
I want to see the post.
This is so bad.
Let's just see it. You read it out.
you don't gotta.
You can dance around
cut
it if
it.
you have to.
It's not bad. It's so slimy. Bob, love the content you put out, man. Big fan. Finally gonna see what the Patreon is all about. Pinned Golf pushed me right over the edge.
You really went all in on it, man.
Do I hit them up about the rangefinder? Can't wait to see what the happy hour is all about tonight. For sure, my guy, and welcome aboard. Yeah, man, just shoot them a DM. That was it.
So you won, like, because he was the next guy.
Can we see what the post
These next
is?
3
Can we
guys.
see the post?
Oh my god.
No, it's so bad.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is
Yeah, it's not-
I didn't know that story.
Yeah.
And how long had you been a part of the happy hour at that point? Like, did Bob know you? Had he already called you on? Was he aware of you?
Sure, he
It had been a
to.
bit.
He was actually.
This is December 16th, 2001.
2001?
About a year.
About a
Oh my God!
That is
Year-long member, but can't wait
I
to see what Patreon's
I
all
think
about.
Pinehurst was March of that year.
So you had already played Pinehurst. You had met him in person.
I've been to LA.
He was sick. He'd already filmed about the sports.
I would say we were friends at that point. Yeah.
that is one of the craziest.
Yeah, we were going to Vegas in a month.
Oh, you can't make that shit up, dude. That is hysterical.
What an absolute sicko, dude. What a total sicko. All right, fellas.
Run it back.
Yeah, tough to transfer for that. We got a new segment that we're going to be presenting here, the Stratosphere Elevated Moment of the Week. What was one of your top moments of the week. Obviously, we do these Bob Does Sports trips usually about once a month, and it usually goes for about a week. So what did you see from the week that was one of your favorite moments that had happened? I think we're maybe 3 days in now to the trip here in Florida. And Benjamin, I am going to go ahead and start with you.
Wow,
Stratosphere,
Yamin.
elevated moment of the week. Start with Benjamin.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this is right before the trip. Okay, and it's not even golf related, but I get a call from FP, like right before the trip, and he goes. Me and FP usually we talk business a lot, right? We talk about like we talk about. He goes, Jed, how much do you think I weigh? And I'm like, I was caught incredibly off guard. And he's like, I'm getting on a scale. Like, how much do you think I weigh? And I was like, so I thought about it long and hard. I thought about like, what do I want to guess?
Didn't you just overshoot for the stars?
I honestly shot. I told him what I thought he weighed, just based off of. Well, it ended up being he asked some other people and they undershot him because they wanted to,
No,
whatever.
I thought I was
gave it
within
to him
4
straight.
pounds.
Point is, it doesn't matter. I was off, but I was like, FP, why the fuck are you at? Like, are you going on like a journey here? Like, what are we doing? Are you like, why are you asking me how much you weigh? And then he goes, and I might have remembered he said something along the lines of, I was like, are you like trying to lose weight? Are you doing this? He's like, nah, man. He's like, my buddy's got a golf trip planned. He's got a private jet, and he needs to know how much everybody weighs to get on the plane.
Yeah.
He's going to stream song on a PJ.
He's like, there is no way he asked anybody else how much they weigh.
That's what I was thinking.
And he disguised it just by asking.
Yeah, I'm asking everybody. It's like,
Oh,
no,
you're golden, dog. You
I
don't
don't
have to
think
worry.
you're asking everybody. I was already kind of like unsettled about like getting on a small plane. I don't really like flying to begin with. And then the dude's like, yeah, I need to know your weight. Like, I'm crunching the numbers. I'm like, crunching? I don't like the sounds of this at all. Like, you need to know how much my golf bag weighs? Like, you don't ask how much my duffel bag weighs. Just me. Just how much do you weigh? Yeah. So, Jet, I believe you guessed 325.
That was my guess.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to go there.
I didn't know
That
was my guess.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I mean, that was my guess.
That was his guess. I think you said 300. 310 maybe.
Okay.
I said 285.
You said 285, which was unreal. I'm 286.
Wow, I came within 1 pound. Do I get a prize or something? I get
We can go work at the carnival.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm already a clown, so that would fit.
How many jelly beans can I fit in my mouth?
How many jelly beans are in this guy's stomach right now?
Yeah, so it's not even a golf, but that was for me. That was the funniest. But when he said the reason why he was hopping on the scale, I was dying.
Yeah, I think, and then he asked. Yeah, when he asked everybody, that's one heck of a way to start off there. I would probably go. I guess it's kind of on brand of it being food. That Rocco's Tacos last night.
Yeah, that was a hell of a call out.
It was an FP call, and
For his birthday, too.
Yeah,
Birthday dinner.
he nailed it, man. Even our waitress was all over. She was unbelievable.
She was great. She was great.
Yeah.
That place is really good, right in like, I don't know if it's downtown West Palm Beach, but that little district thing they got going on. It was a cool spot.
It was a good vibe.
Chips and salsa were good too. I think the key with the chips and salsa at these places is I like the thinner chip.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You always got to have the thinner chip. A lot of these places have like the double baked chip almost, where it's like that thicker chip.
They like make it themselves from like cutting tortillas. And
Yeah,
they're way too
I don't
thick.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. This place, I
Did
think.
a quesadilla too, which was humongous.
Yeah.
It was absolutely massive.
I'm big into quesadillas now.
Big
I never was a
guy.
big quesadilla
They're
guy.
easy.
No.
They're
Used to
such
be
a
a
good
burrito
order
guy.
when you look at a full
Yeah,
menu.
I know. I kind of veered off
kind
that.
of veered off the burrito
Yeah,
train.
you're right. You pick
You
up
used to
on
always
stuff.
do the. You used to do the burrito, and then you'd come to me and be like, "Cuts, I'm going to tell you what the play is. Do the burrito, but do the wet burrito. You'd always do the wet burrito.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I guess you had maybe one that was like not to your liking. Now you've completely gone off the burrito train.
Quesadilla feels like just sort of like a flat burrito, like a flat bread.
Yeah,
There's not
burrito.
nearly as much in it. It's normally just
Yeah.
a cheese and then the protein and then maybe some beans or rice inside. Not even on the side, but
Some peppers and
You know what
onions.
we did too? Even the starter quesadilla is not a bad play too.
Yeah,
We did that
She
the other
very
day.
shareable.
We did
Very
that.
shareable.
Very
Yeah, we
one
did
of the
that the
more
other day.
shareable. You know what's interesting with Mexican places is the appetizers are the exact same things as the entrees.
Well, and the
Other
nachos
than, like,
to me,
guac. Yeah,
guac and nachos to me are like the staple appetizer play.
Yeah.
Places that have like
Or taquitos are good.
Taquitos are a good starter.
like a nice ceviche.
Yeah, that's a
Like
higher
nice-
end,
like a
yeah.
shrimp kind of ceviche little thing.
Or like a queso fondue.
We had the server was amazing.
She was
was great.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
She really was. But that's the only thing too with the nachos. And Yaman loves himself some nachos, as do I.
Yes, he does.
But if you have the chips and salsa, then you're just loading up on the chips, and then you got more chips on top of that, to where you kind of got to pace yourself, chips and salsa wise, which is very tough to
It's
do.
tough. It's tough. Yeah.
You know, and then you
get
got
two
the
options.
entree backed up over that.
Best chip in the game is Javier's. It's those pre-game chips.
It's a good chip.
We did with Bohosser and Big Wave.
Yeah.
It's a good
those
chip.
are
They got an
fire.
endless, and they filled us up plenty of times. On
Yeah,
that.
they're
they were
on
coming
it.
back like they're
Yeah.
like, we've been to this table with chips about 12
I
times.
think just to give a more expansive option that other people might be able to get to would be an underrated chip would be Chili's.
Yeah,
You know what?
It is.
It's 100%.
Chili's
chip.
has a very, very
It's 100%
thin chip.
correct.
Very
It's
thin
100% correct. And they throw a lot of salt on that sucker,
Yeah,
which I don't
they sure
mind.
do.
Which I don't mind
Sure
one
do.
bit. Yeah, Chili's is a really good chip.
I'm surprised that you like some place like that. I guarantee we're here, 2 more nights or 3 more nights?
Could go back.
Yeah, Bob is probably at some point going to try to vouch to go back.
I'll go
'Cause
back, dude.
The thing with Bob is when he finds something that he likes, what he really likes, he is content to just run it back.
That's correct.
As many times as possible until they drop the ball. Which is why, like, I mean, as a customer, you are
good one.
an ideal customer
do that
because
too.
But they got
I
to stay on the ball though, like the tuna melts, like the
Yeah.
time you go to that place and it's just like not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably not. You know, you might not give them another shot.
That's the
You
thing.
can lock Bob down for a while. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more so like, I'll go back, but I like variation. Like, I would like to mix it up and try. Like, when he, with the Rayos or with Factors, or like when he finds a place that he likes, he is content to just keep going back.
I'm the exact same way.
I can
and
respect that.
not only that, when you find a food you like there, you just go back to the
Yeah.
well.
Really?
That's me.
I'm-
See, I
think-
never
I
do
would
that.
take. I like a nice single up the middle, like
Yeah.
over like trying to hit a home run every time and messing up. But
Yeah,
you're
I-
much more like you love trying shit.
I like to mix it up and
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
different items and try to
I
explore
will say
the
if
menu
you
a little bit.
if whenever you would tell me to try something, I will try it. Like
yeah,
you're very
he'll-
good at
He'll
that.
steer you down the right path.
Yeah,
for sure.
always.
Another thing that I'm big on that I have no issue with is just going to the bar like at Res and just eating by myself. Like going solo to eat, I really like. I find it to be very peaceful, and that's a move that I've been making lately. I have no issue with that at all. And an early reservation, I'm starting to do like those 5:30 slots.
Oh, yeah, that's
You're sick.
Yeah,
I had an opportunity
People
to
are
go
still
for
finishing up happy hour.
Yeah, we
I'm
had a dinner
really-
opportunity to go to a good restaurant. And it was like an 8 o'clock reservation. He's like, "Yeah, it's just a tad on the late side." I'm like, "Bob,
Yeah.
you're 30 years old.
I'm
Like
turning
8
into my
o'clock is
dad
not
fast.
late.
Yeah.
it's 8 o'clock."
You know
But,
what I
yeah.
like? Because like if you do the 5:36, by the time you get out of there, like you still have time in your night to kind of like if you do 8
How many
o'clock.
cameos you can get done when you're
That's
finished
correct.
dinner?
Yeah, that's correct. But by the time you get out of there, if you do 8 o'clock, by the time you get out of there, the service is kind of checked out. Their day's done. They're counting their tips and everything. They're checked out on you. 5:30, 6 o'clock. By the time it's time to wrap
That's a
up,
good point.
they're
A
still
lot of
kinda
restaurants
all-
don't close till 9 though.
That's a real good point.
So
Yeah.
8 o'clock, you're still in the thick of dinner service. Like you ain't. The difference between 7:30 and 8 is half an hour. There's no difference. 7:30 is prime time. Like
fact.
anybody who's trying to make a reservation, like the majority of the country is going for 7:30. No qualms about your 5:30 reservations, but like 7:30 is high tide. So they're still in the middle of service. 8 o'clock is no difference than 7:30. Now, if you start going 8:30, 9 o'clock, I would agree with your statement, but 8 o'clock, I think, you're still going to be getting pretty prime time service.
You got to take
Your statement's shit, Bob.
I mean, keep making those 8 p.m. reservations, and Bob will keep.
I don't. I'll try to do with Bob like a 6:30 because
6:30 I
it's
can
still
do.
close enough to like his.
I prefer 6, but you could do 6:30.
That's outrageous.
that I'm
I mean,
okay with. Yeah,
We did
no.
6 at Grill on the Alley.
6 is.
Yeah, we
And
did.
you wanted to do 5:30.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
did.
way
Yeah,
too early
yeah.
for dinner because, like, I mean, your lunch, you're having lunch at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock sometimes. You're not even fully digested your lunch by the time 5:30 comes around. Like, you know, and then it's like I don't know. I like to have a little bit of time in between meals, but everybody's different. I like that you embrace what you do and you don't change it, and that is who you are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But 6:30 to me, I think we can kind of hit between both my later times and your earlier times.
Now, with that being said, Joseph,
yeah,
what is your stratosphere elevated moment of the week?
I mean, to me, these trips are awesome because we get to really spend time together and hang out. But there's no better time than when we, from time to time, we'll put in a party bet and we're all watching the games and we're together and we're vibing, especially when that bet does well. And the last couple nights last night especially, we had one after the restaurant that we put in. We were at dinner. We're like, okay, we're going to go in on this. We put in some prop bets on players. And Bobby's been hotter than a pistol lately. And it's nice because you just ride the hot hand.
Dude.
And so we're all watching. Now, Bob, you know, to his credit, he likes to go to bed later. So he was in bed before the bet hit.
Early,
yeah. He likes to go to bed early. So he looked and was like, yeah, I'm going. I'm like, Bob, we have a chance. It was halftime. He's like, yeah, that's it for me. I'm like, dude, we are like in the midst of this bet and we're going to hit it. And he's like, yeah, well, I just can't do it. And he got up, went to bed. Now, God love him, the last 2 nights he's gone to bed early, he's woken up to winners. So maybe there's some kind of weird, bizarre formula to it. But Ticket, myself, and Perez, we were watching. We needed Curry to miss a free throw at the end of the game. He missed. We acted like we just won $10,000. But awesome. Those are moments that are just fun because it's like the guys just all together, locked in, having a good time. And that's to me what it's all about.
I wish I said, like, when I woke up in the morning and saw that we hit, I was like, shit, I wish I was there to experience that. Because there is nothing better when we get home from filming, we go to dinner, and then when we get a party bet in, it's a fun ride. It's a fun time.
Where we lost Bob last night was, and it's partly my fault, we didn't get the one game. It was in our market. We couldn't get it. The other game went to halftime.
You switched to poker.
Briefly put on the World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Bob,
there was nothing else on.
Lost his interest with it.
I saw one hand, and then I was out.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like the last 2 at the table too.
I know.
Couldn't have been more boring.
It was head-to-head poker.
It was a tough watch.
Bob, we never stood a chance.
Yeah, you're right, though. That is kind of... And I like poker, but where the vibes were with the game rolling, and then as soon as I saw the first hand, they like got to the river, and then I was out. It was one hand.
We had very little options. I
I
didn't
think
know where to go
by the
with
turn, he was already walking out.
Yeah.
Could have very well been, yeah. But look, I left us with a winner.
Yeah, hey, listen, we'll
did.
take it. But yeah, that's definitely stratosphere moment of the week for me. Those moments, and it's. I always look forward to these trips because we genuinely have fun when we're all together. But there's just no better time when everybody's just vibing and rooting for one another and getting after it. That to me is unparalleled.
Yeah,
Joe's got a bit of a gambling problem.
1-800-GAMBLER.
Let's send it on over to Fat Perez.
Stratosphere elevated moment of the week for me. First day of filming with Grant, Micah, the Busted Jack guys. We were doing like a little 18-hole sort of YouTube championship type thing, and we're coming up to make the turn, and obviously everyone could use a little turn meal. A little something at the turn. So Bob goes and steps up.
So
and
tough.
He steps up and he's like, oh, no, I'll take care of this. Like, he rounds up the orders, pulls up the menu, gets everything, calls, and places the order for us to pick up at the turn. We get to the turn, walk inside, and we, it's a group of us that basically face like blank stares of wait and kitchen staff of just
God.
The dude's like, and he like goes and gets the other guy. The other guy comes out and he's like, I'm the one that takes the orders. Like, I don't have any order. We were like, yeah, we definitely called, like whatever. So we're trying to connect all the dots. We're at a place called Banyan K. Bob called Banyan Golf Club, which apparently is some very exclusive golf
big order
club.
Too.
Big old order. So Bob has gone online, not paid any attention to like geolocations, and the fact that his little blue dot isn't anywhere near the place that he searched, and orders somewhere completely different.
They even asked him when he called if he was a member, which should have been kind of.
That's where I was kicking myself.
Yeah.
As much as I was kicking myself for just calling the wrong
for your
club,
membership number.
they were like,
and you
"Okay,
should have
get
been
your member ID." I was like, "No, we're just playing." Like,
So tough.
you know, like
We're just rolling through, and apparently it's like one of the highest, like most elite clubs in this area, from what Grant had said.
Yeah.
You know, I will say though, if I may, there were people saying that just don't call, like don't bother. I did want to call just to let them know.
Yeah, it was nice of you.
And they didn't. It goes
didn't
to
give a
show how
shit.
high end they were. They didn't give a. I was like, the guy's name was Miguel. I was like, Miguel, I am so sorry. You're not gonna believe this. I put in the wrong number. He's like, oh, no problem. And like they really didn't
He was
care.
like, "Thanks for lunch, man."
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't give a
some of that stuff was delicious.
that day.
that
It's
was
great
tough.
because all these other guys are like they're like got this face like they can't believe it. Like he did what? Like he just I was like this is. And
what he
like
does.
we're sort of like this isn't very surprising at all. Like
You weren't the least bit
No, I was
surprised.
like this is right up Bob's alley here. This is what he does. He just
Like, this is how he makes a living. This is
yeah.
what
The
he
amount
does.
of times he's like picked me up in L.A. or we start driving in L.A. to like meet some people and we end up just across town at like the wrong factors or like we go to the wrong golf course.
Yeah,
or
we've
just,
done
like,
that.
There was a time where I picked up Perez and we were going to Factors Deli to eat lunch. I picked him up from LAX. You were meeting us there, and you were already going to be there
Was it
ahead of
Factors
us.
or was it somewhere else?
Factors.
It was Factors.
It was Factors.
It's always
I don't even know where
Factors, man.
Factors is.
Well, I picked them up from LAX, and we ended up. Our final location was at like a mall.
Yeah.
That was nowhere.
I
near.
waited 45 minutes for you guys.
How do you do that though?
It-
You
I-
know
I-
what
Factors and there was another Factors.
You go- but you go to
he
Fac-
didn't look
He
at
doesn't
anywhere
look,
where it
But
was.
you know what though, Pris? It wasn't even another Factors. Like that's what was so crazy about it. Because I remember we pulled up. I was like, "All right, Perez, we're here." It wasn't even a Factors.
I think there was
deli.
a Factors in the mall.
In the mall, probably.
There was
Possibly,
like you
okay.
put it in, but you didn't look at like where it was. You didn't realize where you were driving.
Well,
like,
they
when
probably
we were
gave you
driving.
the closest location that there was a Factor. Instead of going through and looking
Yeah.
at the street address,
Yep.
you just picked the first one. Like,
It's been a tough pod for me. It really has. This has been it was, but yeah, to not. That's where I was kicking myself, like to be driving and not have any idea of where.
I mean, it's on brand, Bob. You're
unfortunately, it
brilliantly
is.
dumb.
You know
Yeah.
what you love doing? You love placing food orders over the phone. I feel like you
Yeah.
enjoy
I've
that.
never seen anybody
immensely.
do that as much as
And
Bob
you know,
does.
you love it at Moore Park the most, but then at other places you enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I do. I like calling it in, but at the same time too, I know this is gonna sound tough, but I look forward to the food almost more than the golf. To where like
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
it's true. I mean, it's true. I love the golf. Like I love it, but like I really do look forward. I mean, Prez, you've said it before. It is true. I really look forward to the food experience. Like
Yeah, I mean that's your number one. That's what life's all about for you.
I think I'd rather go out to dinner than play golf. And I love going out to dinner. I love playing golf.
A
But
DoorDash sponsorship for you would go a long way.
I
be
think
nice.
that
Just
Bob.
saying.
I think that Bob. He wishes that every meal could be dinner. I think he does.
So true.
I think like lunch is like breakfast. You don't mind because you like bagels and stuff. You like ordering a bagel. That's okay. Lunch to you is like, God damn it! Why can't I just get dinner right now?
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because I love sitting out there. I love sitting at a dinner table with all my friends and just staying at that table the entire night.
Yeah.
So many times people want to go to, okay, let's go to a different place now. Let's go to a different bar now. When you're seated at a table, vibes are good. Why leave? Like, why do you need to leave? You know, and so many people make that call all the time. Even if you're just going to bars, not even dinner, even if you're at bars, I see so many times like you're having a good time, you're settled in a good spot, and then people want like a change of
Post game or something.
yeah,
I
and
just want to
it
try
just
a different location.
yeah.
I can see that when you go to a bar, you don't really get a good spot. You're huddled behind people. You have a couple drinks. You're like, hey, let's try
Then
somewhere
change
else
it
out.
up.
But if you come in there and they give you a nice little alcove table where it's like perfect, not that you can hear each other. It's like there's no reason to really bump to the next one. You got drinks. You like
Yeah.
What's the
Outdoor
point?
vibes are the
But
best.
dinner, I understand why people do post game dinner because especially if you go to a high end restaurant, right, and you're getting banged on the cocktail price and stuff, people want to go to like a low like speakeasy bar afterwards that just get a couple beers. I get that play, but I do agree with you. I like the vibes that come with the dinner plate. It's especially if you're like at an old school steakhouse or something
Well,
like
for me,
that's what you
especially
like.
Rayo's. Like I was at Rayo's with my cousin. And he's like, "All right, you want to go grab a drink?" I'm like, "We're grabbing a drink. Like we're here. Why do we need to?
Yeah.
We're here. We got everything we need right here. Like we're it's perfect."
What's Bob's batting average on the going to a new bar post game drink after?
Oh, it's tough.
After
If you
dinner?
start nearing the 9 o'clock, it's a 0.
Yeah, it's tough.
What do you mean by batting it? You mean
like
like
how
miss,
often
or-
he's actually gonna like get up and like go with you somewhere?
Oh
else?
no.
Because it's sort of like if I'm getting up and going anywhere, I'm going home.
Bob
I'm the
used
same.
to.
I do that too.
When I first knew Bob, we'd go out to nightclubs and we'd go to bars all the time, and we'd be out till 1:32 in the morning. It was It's been the last like two, especially after COVID. I think after COVID we didn't go
probably did
out,
it.
and he just turned on a dime to the point where now if like I ask Bob to go to a bar, it's tough. If it's midday, maybe, but like it's a tough draw. But you used to be down to go out, and we'd get after it and go out. And then I think after pandemic, you just didn't go out. And now
You know what? I got my routine. I like going to bed early. I like waking up early, do the gym. I really do. I'm very regimented with that. And ladies and gentlemen, that was our Stratosphere Elevated Moment of the Week. That has also been another edition of the Bob Does Sports podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Take care now, folks.
Clap it up, clap it up.